Hi, my name is Heather Mee, and I'm going to walk you through how to make a terrarium. I have them available on my website. It's wellsborowoodlands.com and through my Etsy store. I have the most options through Etsy, and that would be under Wellsboro Woodlands without a space between the two. So this is the way it would come, your package. Open this up and we have our instructions. It has tidbits on there too for you to keep it healthy. In a kind of air pack here, I have a bag of moss for you. I pick all of the moss myself. We have some land, some woods out by the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon in the mountains, and I forage for all of it myself. So you don't be surprised if you happen to find some kind of little bug or critter hatch out of it. My sister says to just give it a name. If you don't enjoy that, though, you can just swipe it out with a little bit of a paper towel. Okay, so this one is the Terrarium Kit 2. So it has the little bit bigger bottles. We've got 3 of them here. And in here are all of the items that you'll need to make them. All right, let's see. Let's today work on, how about this size? The larger ones are a little easier to do. So let's show you how to do one that is a little bit more involved, but still they're just so much fun to work on. So let me get my board up here. Here we go. Now inside of the bag is a small jar. This wooden toothpick or Q-tip you will find to be very useful while you're putting things into place, especially if you like to have things just so, like I do. I love to make it just as unique and involve as many different mosses in it as I possibly can. You will have a lot of moss. You'll have extra moss, actually. I always provide at least 3 varieties, if not 4, or maybe even more, because some of them will do better than others, depending upon the little habitat that it creates for itself. I guess I should show you this terrarium that I've had for quite a while. Now, as you see, we're doing the rocks and the charcoal and the soil to just below half. You don't want to add more than that, because by the time you add the moss, which often has soil on the bottom of it, you don't want it to be too high so that your moss has room to grow. All right, let's see. I include a lot of different sizes of rocks, and these smaller ones work beautifully inside the narrower jars here. So this is also really fun to do with kids. It's nice to have a hands-on project that you can do and something that they can watch grow. So I also have a little bit of this glass in a beautiful green color. It just adds a little something extra. And I really, really like the white rocks mixed in, because they stand out really well against the dark of the soil and so forth. So here's the charcoal. Now again, because this is a smaller jar, I'm not going to add a whole lot because I don't want all of these different components to be higher than about halfway. That's just a general rule of thumb, but that's what I like to keep it at. I've actually had a terrarium for 7 years, 8 years. That's still going strong. So they can last for a long, long time. If you look it up online, there's an older gentleman that had a terrarium for decades and decades. So they really can last a long time if the conditions are right. Okay, now I think that I'd like to add just a few more little rocks to kind of make it a little bit of a slope. That would make it a little different. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. Now this is where the Q-tip really comes in handy. I'm going to push those toward the front, and I'm going to kind of try to push the soil up towards the back. Actually could probably use a little bit more soil. Looks like that one piece is kind of a clump. So let's see if I can get a little bit that's a little looser. I'm gonna just put that in the back there. Okay, now you can see it's kind of at an angle. You can tell. All right, now the best part. Let's get into this moss bag and see what we've got. Ugh, here's a little one that has a little mushroom. Not all of them have mushrooms, but there are those ones that come up in midwinter with little mushrooms in them under my grow lights. And what's great about it is a mushroom is going to spread spores so that it will, even though this one is looking a little past, it should have spread spores. So hopefully I'll get more mushrooms. Now, this variety is very, well, it looks a lot like a fern. So in order to get that inside, I'm not pulling the roots off. I don't want the roots to not be there. But what I do is I kind of pinch it at the bottom, pinch the roots, and then even pull them up a little bit. So you see how I made that into a little bit of a more manageable size here to stick in. So I think since this one's nice and tall, I'll plant this one toward the back. Now keep in mind, by the time you manhandle these mosses a little bit, they may not be as green as they will get, meaning I get some dirt up on them and so forth. Okay, let's see. Just got that kind of pushed down. Oh, there went my mushroom. That's okay, I'm gonna leave it in there because I'm hoping that it will cause other mushrooms to come up. As you can tell, you are going to have a ton of moss. So with the leftovers, the extras, you can store them in this bag again, just blow a little air in it, and you can sit them on a windowsill that doesn't receive direct sunlight. Or you can put it in, you know, a mason jar or something else that seals up. Okay, let's see. Oh, these are so cool. So I love this stuff. It looks like a little carpet. These ones look like little trees. They're so cute. And then this one is a different color of green, which is going to be a really nice contrast. So I'm wishing now I hadn't picked the smallest, because I really want to use a piece of all of this. But we'll just go with it. So here we go. I'm just going to very gently pull off a little bit of this. You can see I got the moss just a little bit dirty, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of try to smush the roots together a little bit so that it's easier to fit inside. All right, here we go. I'm gonna tip it this way a little bit so this one goes toward the front. Since it's a shorter moss, that'll look nice. That'll keep with my slope, my moss slope here. All right. Are you able to see this? Maybe I should be in closer, but just very, very gently pushing it down in. All right, we're starting to get the terrarium really looking great here. I'm just going to use that Q-tip to pull a little bit of the dirt off the side there. Okay, now I will take one of these trees. Now these have pretty sensitive roots. You don't want to be too harsh with them. Let them kind of decide where to separate. Just gentle. Nice and gentle. Same technique. I'm not breaking that clump off. I am going to kind of smush it together here. And then I think I'll stick that little piece in over here. Kind of going down in between the mosses. You can see how easy it is to overfill your jar because it's just so exciting and you want to fit as much in it as you can. I do that a lot. All right, let's see. Oh, that's looking really, really cute. Now I can still see space between my soil that I put in there and the soil that was just naturally on the moss. So I'm gonna go around and let me see, let me use this pointy end. Just gently push it down a little bit more. Okay, now I think we've got a really, really good terrarium going here. So now I'm just going to take my Q-tip and kind of wipe along the edge and try to get the soil off there. Just a little bit of soil stuck on the sides. Get that cleaned off. go. We have our first terrarium. Now, I will, when I'm finished with the video, I will go to the sink and run a little water on my finger and then just put a couple of the big droplets in there before I seal it up. And I want it to be nice and moist. Moss, of course, likes to be moist. When you sit it in a window that has you need some light coming in, but you don't want to sit it in direct sun. The sun is a little too hot, and just like on the forest floor, moss tends to grow where it's getting more diffused light. So I guess that's it for this one. And if you pick the terrarium kit too, you would also have these two to do, which obviously would be a little bit easier. But hey, that's part of the fun, is the challenge of it. You can use this as you need it. Once you get the moisture just about right for it, you will not have to open this up very much at all. In fact, I recommend that you don't open them very often. Just they're creating their own little habitat in there, and they honestly, once they start growing, are going to need little to no care. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be hopefully posting more and showing you more unique and unusual things that I like to make out of the mosses and the mushrooms and the things that I collect on the forest floor. So hope you enjoyed it.